Most leaders have no idea how bad their attention span actually is. It's been this way for so long, it just feels normal, like the air they breathe. Everything they value in life is slipping by them without them even knowing it, and they will never get that time back. But when you stop improving and you start actually becoming, you turn into that outlier that everybody notices because you are so present and so situationally aware that you understand something that most people never figure out. Awareness is more important than the addiction to learning and the addiction to knowledge. Today, we are going to talk about the 3 C's of the new leader. And by the time we are done, you are going to look at a C-suite leader from an entirely different angle. The first C, the one where everything is built on, might surprise you. The first C is consciousness. Think of yourself as a computer, and every responsibility that you carry is an open program. And every open program drains your battery. Too many open programs, and the whole system slows down. You lose your clarity. You lose your regulation. You lose your edge. The conscious leader understands this. That is why they delegate, not because they are lazy, because they are protecting their processing power, and they do the work. They meditate, they seek peace, they go on retreats, they find safe space, not just at home or on vacation, but anywhere, because they have trained themselves to find stillness in the middle of the storm. They understand the quiet brain is the powerful brain, and they understand that peace and serenity is where their biggest insights live. But here is what separates them from everyone else. They don't chase consciousness like it's a destination. They understand it is infinite. There is no finish line, and they know that the path to consciousness comes far more from unlearning than it does through learning. The second C is coherent. The coherent leader understands how the biological machine runs. They understand how to optimize it. This has been a natural succession on their learning path. They understand hormonal habits. And most importantly, they understand that the entire body is a brain. The heart is a brain. And when you get your heart and your mind in coherence, you become an optimized human being. This is not a theory. Research published in the Journal of Leadership and Organizational Studies confirms it. Physiological coherence directly correlates with leadership effectiveness, and it is scientifically measurable. The person operating at the highest level of optimization becomes the tuning fork for everyone around them, just like a musical instrument. They understand that is exactly what they are. Their state of vibration, what some people call their vibe, is critical because the most powerful thing a leader can do is synchronize everybody around them up to their frequency. And I am practicing this every single day. I am reaching levels of coherence I've never had as a younger man. The third C is the creator. The leader of today is a creator. The creator leader understands they are responsible for the creation of their own reality. The more they accept their power as a creator, the more powerful they become, the more effective they become. And they understand they are not just moving through the world, they are greeting it with their vibration. And what you believe is what you perceive. Where attention goes, energy flows. This is like breathing to them. When I'm in training rooms, I will ask the class, do you think that you are at least 10% responsible for the creation of your reality? They will all say yes to that. And then I will ask them, if you become more conscious, do you think that proportion might change to 20%? And they'll all say yes to that also. So now 20% of your reality is up to you. That means that you probably want to get really good at the 20%. And once again, they say that makes sense. But here's where it gets really interesting. Does it make sense that you might want to change that proportion as much as possible? And they say yes. So if you get more conscious, maybe you are more responsible. Maybe you're responsible for 50% of your reality, maybe more. So now you have 2 jobs. Get really good at whatever proportion you're creating already and expand that proportion by becoming more conscious. The leader of today understands both. They are having fun with it. It brings them joy. It brings them enthusiasm because that creative energy is a loving energy that runs through them and feeds into their people. They understand how alive people feel when they become participants in their own reality. When people understand that they are co-creators, a liberation occurs. A hope is always present because they know there is a direct correlation between what they believe and what they experience. My wife was in an online seminar recently, and she told me there was a guy in this seminar that said, I shouldn't have to be here. I'm the best in this company. And I giggled. I said, I've met that guy 1,000 times. And then she giggled. And I said, he almost never knows anything. And she giggled again. And I said, he doesn't have to because he believes that he is the best. And when you believe you're the best, you don't need to read the book. Belief is more powerful than knowledge. The leader of today understands this. They believe everything is going to be fine, and the people underneath them feel that belief. And this gives them trust. This makes them feel safe, and this makes them feel secure. And that certainty does not come from a title. It does not come from a resume. It doesn't come from reading a book or a seminar. This is why they are destined to lead at this time on the planet. The new leader holds multiple perspectives at the same time. They see macro and micro simultaneously. All change is a natural succession for them. The question is never what is happening. The question is always, what do I do with this moment right now? They do not want to run from it. They want to live into it. They want to love it. They lean into it. They carry their responsibility effortlessly, not because it's easy, but it's because what they were built for. The enthusiasm they feel for life fuels into everything that they do. Leading is not a burden to them. It's an expression of who they are. They may have spent their whole life in preparation for this moment. This is the leader of today, the conscious, coherent creator. The three C's, and each one builds on the one before it. If this hits something in you, subscribe. This is a conversation I wish I had with somebody 20 years ago, and we are just getting started. We are not here to avoid pressure. We are here to embrace it. We are building strength, and we are turning snowflakes into diamonds.